Mr. Speaker, I rise as part of Team PPPC to support a strategic, purpose-driven, and well-orchestrated budget to continue to promote Guyana's development, bring about transformation, modernization, and prosperity for all the people of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, I'd be very concerned that NCN and DPI did not broadcast such a presentation because that is helpful to the PPPC. That is to indicate why the APNU AFC must never, ever get back into office. That kind of presentation. But, Mr. Speaker, I would like to congratulate you and the Parliament because I'm aware that everything that is said in this House is publicly displayed for all to see. And I'm sure the DPI and NCN is also broadcasting because these kinds of presentations, which can be fact-checked, where the people of Region 5 could stand up and say, he's not telling the truth, I live there. Where the people of Region 5 will be able to say, you're talking about Travalca Health Center, we know a new hospital is being built there. Where the people who listen to the call out of roads will be able to tell you, we know where roads were built. We live on the roads where they are built. So, thank you very much, Honorable Member, for helping the PPPC to advance its cause. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, something has been happening in this House over the last couple of days, and people have been repeating about this report released in January 2023. But, Mr. Speaker, this report was studies and research done during 2019 into 2020, during the COVID years, where people were not able to work, where they had a lockdown. Yes, it was released in 2023, but the studies were for a period when the APNU AFC held the reins of office. Mr. Speaker, I would like to bring to your attention, and Mr. Speaker, we have the report about what was taking place in Guyana during the period 1990 to 1992. I'm trying to find it back. Where the percentage of people that were undernourished and the rest of it was over 22%. By the time we got it down to 11% by 2011. That is the fact, written and published. And I could send a copy of that for you, Mr. Speaker. But I'm sure you're fully aware of it. And here it is that we're having people coming to peddle narratives, big tent behavior again. Big tent behavior. I will not play a colored girl in the ring. So we will have to continually, we will have to continually be addressing these inaccuracies and misconceptions. But, Mr. Speaker, because these debates are going live and people are continuing to listen to this narrative that Guyana is an apartheid racist, demonic regime. Mr. Speaker, apartheid could only exist, number one, when you have a party that is all of one race. Number two, apartheid could only exist where one race is subservient to another race. Number three, apartheid could only exist when there are legal boundaries where one race cannot go and where one race cannot go. And we are allowing in this house people to say that a government, look at this side of the house. Does this look like a party? But you know what is the problem, sir? It's reverse racism that is at work. Because if you're Afro-Guyanese and you don't follow the narrative of the PNC, you're not black. But I would like to remind this house, nobody have a transport on Bishop Juan, Anthony Edghill, or any other Afro-Guyanese that support the PPPC. In apartheid, sir, some people can't vote while others vote. They weren't allowed to vote. So I'll dismiss that for now. But Mr. Speaker, while I go through my presentation, I will take the opportunity to answer some of the other things that were being said. But I would like to start here, sir. I hold in my hands the extract from the People's Progressive Party Civic Manifesto, Infrastructure Boom, Building for the Future. Mr. Speaker, and the reason why I'm going here is because I would like to indicate to you and to the entire nation that what Dr. Ashley Singh brought to this house stands true and faithful to the social contract we made with the people of Guyana when we went to the polls, and we are fulfilling our mandate. Budget 2023, which I am being told by my colleagues in the opposition is heavy on infrastructure. Well, I've been hearing two things. We got to make up our mind which one is true. Now, all two is coming from that side of the house. The budget got slush funds to look after people that are with the PPPC. And then we hear that the budget only billing for one set of people. Well, we got to decide. We got to decide. And Mr. Speaker, let me just remind, we came to office on August 2nd, 2020, 28 months ago. And I will examine in detail what the 56 months of the APNU AFC looked like. So I will start. Mr. Speaker, in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020, 56 months of the APNU AFC rule, the total appropriation for miscellaneous roads that Mr. Jordan just complained about was $8,522,000,000 for 56 months. All the roads that Mr. Jordan is complaining that he didn't, that needs to be fixed, the honorable member, that is complaining that needs to be fixed, they had 56 months to do it. And they didn't do it. In the 28 months that the PPPC is in office, 2020, 21, and 22, we have already allocated and implemented $45 billion worth of work in miscellaneous roads. In 56 months, $8 billion. That was the lethargic, do-little state of the APNU AFC. I am happy to tell you, Mr. Speaker, that we closed 2022 where our capital budget was concerned at 89% and our current budget at 99.9%. Mr. Speaker, in the overall roads program, which included miscellaneous roads, main access roads, hinterland roads, farm-to-market roads, in the 56 months that the APNU, AFC was in office, they appropriated and spent $52 billion. 52 billion. 52 billion in 56 months. The same people who are complaining about roads needs to be fixed, road needs to be fixed. In 28 months, the PPPC has appropriated and expended $83.9 billion. Mr. Speaker, while I'm hearing the heckling, it's the same engineers, it's the same people that was there for 56 months, are there for 28 months, but they are delivering. You know why? Because they have visionary leadership. They are delivering because they understand where Guyana needs to go. They understand that there's a government that is looking after people and not looking after themselves. That is the difference. Mr. Speaker, Budget 2023 makes allocations for about $136 billion that will be spent on roads and bridges. But, Mr. Speaker, while I seek to tell you what we will do with the monies that have been appropriated, let me tell you about our scorecard of what has transpired. Since we are in office, in 2020, when we came into office between October, when we had a budget, to December, we did 4 coastal bridges. In 2021, we did 14 coastal bridges, moving them from wood to concrete. In 2022, Mr. Speaker, we completed 13 coastal bridges. 45 hinterland bridges are currently under construction, moving from wood to concrete, being built to international standards. And Mr. Speaker, we have maintained more than 40 other bridges. In terms of miscellaneous roads, in 2020, we did 80 kilometers of community roads, miscellaneous roads. In 2021, we built 117 kilometers. In 2022, we built 290 kilometers of community roads. That's what this PPPC did. Mr. Speaker, in terms of urban roads and drainage, in 2020, the 3 months that we came in, we did 6.37 kilometers. In 2021, we continued our program with 3.6 kilometers. In 2022, we built 18.13 kilometers of roads in the city and in the towns, urban centers. Mr. Speaker, I would not do justice to my team at the Ministry of Public Works if I did not say congratulations to our Special Projects Unit. In 2020, in our maintenance of roads program, we did 175 kilometers of road. In 2021, we did 420 kilometers. In 2022, we did 520 kilometers. Are you seeing the magnitude of what is taking place as it relates to Guyana's development? In terms of rehabilitation of main access roads, we did 6 kilometers in 2020. In 2021, we did 15 kilometers. In 2022, we did 23 kilometers. Mr. Speaker, and I have a report card for Mr. Ronald Cox, who sought to chastise the Ministry of Public Works concerning Region 1. I will come to what we did in Region 1 just now. But in terms of hinterland roads, in terms of concrete roads, in 2020 we did 1.5 kilometers. Asphaltic roads, 1 kilometer. Laterite roads, 21 kilometers. And maintenance work on 180 kilometers. That's from October to December. In 2021, in terms of concrete roads, we did 1 kilometer. Asphaltic roads, 1 kilometer. Laterite roads, 145 kilometers. And maintenance work on 400 kilometers. In 2022, in terms of concrete roads, we did 4 kilometers. Asphaltic roads, 9 kilometers. Laterite roads, 90 kilometers. And maintenance, 340 kilometers. That's what we did in the hinterland communities. As it relates to sea and river defenses, sir, which I'm hearing a lot of buzz about we're not protecting the sea and all the rest, the country from the sea. In terms of construction, we did 5.4 kilometers of work in 2022. We rehabilitated 1 kilometer and we maintained 81.8 kilometers of our sea and river defenses. That's what we've been doing. As it relates to our hinterland airstrips, we have been maintaining and bringing improvement, and you will see when I come to what we'll be doing in 2023. Mr. Speaker, just a few days ago, last week, Friday I think it was, I was in Blackbush Polder. And I'm pleased to announce to you, sir, that since we came to office, we have already did rehabilitation to 10 kilometers of the Blackbush Polder Road. 10 kilometers. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member, Mr. Cox, said that 2 roads, some Barbino Swamp Road and the road to Wangna, it's not done. The fact of the matter is, sir, these are roads under construction. These are roads under construction. But I hold in my hands a report card that cannot be matched by anything that the APNU did in their 56 months. 23 projects in all of Region 1, which includes Wauna and the Barbina Swamp Road, totaling $1.7 billion of works in Region 1. That is the reality. Mr. Speaker, this year, because of our track record of implementation and getting things done, I'm humbled that the Ministry of Finance was able to make the representation to Cabinet to approve that the Ministry of Public Works would receive a total of $158.2 billion to execute works, both capital and current expenditure. And I would like to express my gratitude to my longtime colleague and friend, Dr. Ashley Kumar Singh, for his partnership. And I would also like to express to the team at the Ministry of Finance our deep gratitude and appreciation on behalf of the team at the Ministry of Public Works for working with us to ensure that Guyana's development and transformation and modernization is not stymied, but rather accelerated. Somebody, while we mash brakes, but we mashing the accelerator. We know which pedal to put our foot on. We mashing the accelerator because the people of Guyana are impatient. They want development. They want development. They want Guyana to modernize, and that's what we are doing, and we will deliver for them. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Public Works have a number of agencies that are part of our team. When we came to government, sir, the Transport and Harbors Department was one of the departments that was struggling. Let me explain, Mr. Speaker. For the period 2015 to 2020, no NIS contributions were made for the staff of the Transport and Harbors Department. I am pleased to announce to you today, Mr. Speaker, that the arrears of $470 million have been paid off, and any staff at Transport and Harbors Department could now get their benefits. And that's what the PPPC has done for the people of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, not only was NIS not remitted, not even the union dues, not even the union dues that was deducted was paid to the union. Mr. Speaker, we are pleased to announce that all the arrears of union dues have been paid up, and we are now out of the red. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to indicate that while PAYE was deducted, it was not paid over to GRA. I'm happy to announce that we've been paying the backlog. We are current and up to date, and the people of the Transport and Harbors Department could now get their records in order. That is what we've been doing. But, Mr. Speaker, the success story of the Transport and Harbors Department don't stop there. We have dry docked every single vessel and rehabilitated them, things that were not done for years. The Kanawan, the Sabanto, the Kimbio, the Makaura, the Malali. Mr. Speaker, you are aware that we have instituted an additional trip on a daily basis to the Perico-Supernam route. So we are now making more trips between Perica and Supernam. And we got a miracle. We have burned less than 80,000 gallons less in fuel. How could you be operating a boat, more trips, and less fuel? So the hustle of the fuel hustlers have come to an end. Mr. Speaker, we have instituted ferry pass. So the long lines, the alleged corruption that took place, but who could get on first and who could get on second, has all now come to an end. People could book online and they could get to their destination knowing that they could get there and come back.
Honorable member, I've been cautioning about corruption every day, and this is the first time. Please take that one out.
I'm so guided, sir. My apologies.
Because it's an acknowledgement that there's corruption in Perica. But go ahead.
I'm so guided, sir. Mr. Speaker, in 2022, we have moved 440,754 passengers, an increase of 28.74%. Mr. Speaker, we have moved 102,634 vehicles, an improvement of 1.79%. We have moved 218,892 tons of cargo, an increase over 2021 of 30.7%. Mr. Speaker, we are happy to announce and let the House know that the MV Melissa has already departed Calcutta. It's on a submersible barge en route to Port of Spain, where she will sail into Port Georgetown in the first quarter of 2023. Mr. Speaker, the Maritime Administration Department, which is the regulatory body and has been tasked with bringing about improvements and even making interventions as it relates to our new oil and gas sector, which largely exists more than 270 kilometers offshore Guyana. Mr. Speaker, we have continued to establish safety and navigational aids in all of the rivers of Guyana. Quite recently, we signed a contract for the removal of 17 wrecks in our various rivers so as to ensure safety while people are traversing these rivers. Mr. Speaker, we have expended another $293 million to effect the docking and rehabilitation of the administration vessels, the Seamang, the dumb barge, the split barge, the hopper barge, and the pilot boats, M.L. Thompson and M.L. David P. I showed these in the House, David P. And the acquisition of spares. This year, MARID will continue to promote its safety and navigational programs. One of the things that MARID has done that I'm sure even members of the opposition will be pleased about, is the initiative. We have purchased and distributed life jackets to people in the riverine communities, all of the operators of the boats and their sailors, because we want safety on our waterways. We did not just depend upon the operators that you buy. We took the initiative. We bought and we distributed. Mr. Speaker, the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority continues to recover from the COVID period, and they have been doing exceptionally well, both as it relates to the air navigational services, as well as facilitating and licensing new aircraft and new airlines into Guyana. For the people of Guyana, I would like to report to you that as it relates to domestic flights out of Edghill, we have climbed to 15,553. Sorry, sir. Domestic freight has climbed to 15,553 metric tons, and it grew by 51%. Overall international passenger movement, a total of 710,564 international passengers were transported through both of the countries' international airports, Eugene Corai International Airport, as well as the Cherry Jagan International Airport. We continue to move more people, and we continue to move more cargo. The air navigational services, we provided to 74,453 aircraft during the period January to December 2022.
Introducing period reminds me that your time is up, and you'll need an extension, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask that my honorable colleague be given time to conclude his presentation.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Teixeira. Honorable Minister Edghill, you have 5 minutes to continue and wrap up.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, as it relates to the Cherry Jagan International Airport, you'll recall that Guyana was among the first to reopen its international airport in the period of COVID, and without any regret, we were able to do well, and we have seen phenomenal growth. There were 4,141 international landings in 2022, an increase of 34% over 2021. We had 3,094, we moved from 3,094 jet landings to 4,144, and that was mainly due to additional flights from Fly Always, Caribbean, inter-Caribbean flights, additional airlines that started operating. We were able to put on additional seats, amounted to 1,093,994 compared to 624,152 for the period 2021. So the amount of seats available grew, and this represented a 75% increase. The Cherry Jagan International Airport continues to manage well financially. They've closed the year with a surplus of about $1.7 billion. New airlines are servicing, sir, and I guess if everyone opened the newspapers of today, coincidentally, they have seen that the modern new air bridges that could now accommodate both Code D and Code E type aircrafts are on the front page of 2 dailies today. And that means that we are ready for flights like the British Airways, which will be operating in the first quarter of this year. Guyana National Shipping Corporation, sir, continues to do well. And I must indicate, sir, that through the National Shipping Corporation, they have seen 7,120 vehicles come through that port alone during the year 2022, an average of 791 vehicles per average, because this is over a 9-month period since they were able to engage this contract. We're continuing to work with them, cement, stone, fertilizers, things that are needed for Guyana's development. That facility continues to provide service. The government's electrical inspectorate continues to provide service to the people of Guyana. And last year, they inspected some 8,441 new circuits and meters, whether for temporary works or for household use. And this is a good indication of what is happening in the housing sector and in the commercial sector, the demand that is taking place. Mr. Speaker, allow me my last few minutes to talk about the major projects that are taking place, of which Budget 2023 will finance. A new office complex for government offices with the possibility of accommodating some 6,000 workers, consolidating government offices into one place to ensure we deliver great efficiency and moving away from the multiple buildings that have to be maintained and some rented to bring about greater levels of efficiency. Mr. Speaker, you are aware that we are advancing that 2.8 kilometers of that 4-lane high-span concrete bridge across the Demerara River. That contract is advancing. Mr. Speaker, the construction of the 4-lane highway along the railway embankment starting at David Street all the way into Orange Nassau, and the development of the continuation of the East Coast Road from Belfield to Orange Nassau is catered for in Budget 2023. With the coming of the new ferry, MV Melissa, we have started the construction of 2 new wharves, one at Kingston and one at Port Kaituma, to be able to adequately cater for the roll-on, roll-off type nature of this ferry. And further will have to be advanced at Mabaruma as well as Marawina. Mr. Speaker, the Linden-Mabura Road is in swing. I recall standing in this house and criticizing this while we were in opposition, that we left this project. And every time this project came up for discussion in a budget debate, it was just about 2 jobs, the consultants. I'm happy to announce that currently, the last report as of January 20th, 144 Guyanese are employed working on the Linden-Mabura Road. There's a mobilization of more than 176 pieces of equipment that is actively engaged in that road. Mr. Speaker, I would like to assure the people of Guyana that Team PPPC, under the guidance of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and the other cabinet, guiding the Ministry of Public Works, we will continue to do all that is necessary for the modernization, transformation, and development of Guyana. And our commitment, sir, is to serve all the people without discrimination. We will not be manipulated by criticisms to give preferential treatment to prove any point to anyone. We will continue to work with our objective criteria in ensuring that in the delivery of services, people who never had, people who never benefit, and people who didn't benefit will now begin to benefit first while we bring benefit to all the people of Guyana. I thank you, and I pray that we will have a successful year 2023. Thank you very much, sir.